Okay, so I will go again into the Armouries, which is situated in the White Tower, the original Tower of London, which was completed by the year 1100 and that's the corner aspect. It's pretty square. It's not that big, but for the time it was designed and built specifically to be intimidating and imposing to the newly conquered Britons, English. So yeah, I did a partial video before closing time the other day, but let's have another go. Also, I want to show you something halfway up these many stairs that I'm climbing at the moment, which gives me a chance to catch my breath also. So yeah, it's circa 1080, I just see on the wall. Although, yeah, the Battle of Hastings was 1066, and it was William who commissioned this building. So, this doorway, partway up, like the first floor, I guess, on the wall it says, "The tradition of the tower has always pointed out this as the stair under which the bones of Edward V and his brother were found in Charles II's time, and from whence they were removed to Westminster Abbey." So the princes in the tower, the story, legend, etc. The bones were, I've heard more than once in and around the tower that there's no proof, or there's no evidence, but the bones have been confirmed. And they were found mysteriously beneath the staircase. So, it says here, the skeletons of 2 children were discovered near this spot in 1674. They were believed to be the missing sons of King Edward IV. After Edward died in 1483, his 2 sons were brought to the tower. The older prince was to be crowned king, but his uncle, Richard III, as he soon became, took over. He's more than that potentially. The princes were never seen again. So, as you can see, that staircase has been walled up. That's the remnants of a staircase, like I say, under which the bodies of 2 young boys were found. Right, let's get on to the armoury. Although I won't be dilly-dallying, because today there are lots of people as opposed to the other day. So, people keep thinking I'm filming them. I feel a little bit bad. But yeah, right, I don't know what the lighting's going to be saying again. But, right. So, I'm certainly going to whiz through the initial parts of this exhibition, because, like I say, they're already in a different video. So, those were the 7 famous visitors, as it were. Can I flip the camera around? I don't think I can with this. So, there's the armour for horses and men. So there was 1836, there was an exhibition called The Line of Kings, if you remember from a previous video. Henry VIII's horse and body armour, also Henry VIII. Again, he did I'm confident that he came off his horse whilst jousting. I don't think I dreamt it. I think that's a historical fact. Henry Stuart, Prince Henry. It's a teensy little suit of armour for the then Prince of Wales. Charles I. Let's see. So this was in the Line of Kings exhibition. It says here, in a rich suit of his own proper armour, gilt with gold and curiously wrought. So that's what we're calling curiously wrought. And I think it's Charles the First who was, I'm pretty sure he was the victim of regicide. I said this in the last video, I should have looked it up. Because England was certainly a republic for like a hot 20 minutes. Was it Charles the First? His son became Charles II in 1660. I don't know though, it says his funeral procession, so the Charles I'm thinking of was beheaded pretty definitely, like publicly, I think round the Mall, somewhere like that, nearer to Hyde Park. Okay, I shall endeavour to make myself right or wrong. Let me find out. Excuse me, was Charles the First beheaded? Or was it Oh, it was. All right, sorry, I'm just talking to myself at the moment. Brilliant. Not brilliant for him, but yeah, thanks. So, okay, yeah, I'm right. So he's, he's not the only member of royalty to be executed, if you count Scottish queens and queens of England by marriage. There's a few of them. It wasn't a good job at all to be a queen around Henry VIII's time. I don't know what this, I know what it is, obviously, but it's roped off. So let's have another look, see it. I do love armour. So there you go, William the Conqueror. So you remember I literally just mentioned him. He wasn't originally called the Conqueror until he conquered. I'm pretty confident of that, unless it was some sort of prophecy, but it wasn't. So, hold up a second. So plate armour was unknown until centuries after his death. And it says here that because prior to 1500, there were no battle material survived. They recreated it in the 19th century, and obviously there was no Google then, so they just did it, and I'm not sure if they mentioned it at the time, but yep. So anyway, that's what they feel that William the Conqueror would have been wearing had he been born like a few centuries later and become a knight. So this is William III's figure was added to the line of King's exhibition soon after his death in 1702. He wore what was wrongly called Edward the Black Prince's armour, as worn at Cressy, which was about some 356 years earlier. They weren't big on accuracy, is what I'm hearing. Okay, so his horse had green velvet and silver furniture. That's an odd title or description. With holsters and imitation pistols. Apparently these accessories survived, and some original saddles from the original exhibition survived, although obviously their colour and stuff has been deteriorated with time. So anyway, an English saddle from 1550 to 70, and horse furniture 1702. And my reflection, and the reflection of the camera, obviously. Okay. Flintlock pistol, everybody, 1685. It's King James II, or it did belong to him until he was around no more. This is King James II's armour from, I must stress, from the original exhibition, which, as we've already ascertained, was wildly inaccurate at times. Count Annibale Capodalista. Sounds Italian. No, Paduan. He was commander of mercenaries for the Venetian, Republic. Oh, that's close. The armour was one of the Tower's major purchases from Samuel Pratt's Gothic Hall in 1840s London. as the armour of Count Hector Oddi. So they just made it up as they went along, basically, in the 19th century. It says, as scholars studied the history of weapons and armour, they began to criticise the line of Kings exhibition for failing to show the changes in arms and armour properly. There were calls for it to be redisplayed more correctly. Royal propaganda was replaced by greater factual accuracy from 1827. An armour expert called Dr. Samuel Rush Mayrick volunteered to reorganise the horse armoury, replacing many incorrectly armoured figures of medieval monarchs like William, who we just saw, with properly equipped Tudor and Stuart noblemen. Combining entertainment with education, the display attracted ever more visitors, particularly when admission fees were reduced or removed. Shocker. That's another horse, everybody. It says Maximilian armour. Blah, 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 blah. Henry the Seventh. These armours are known as Maximilian after the style of their decoration, with close-set fluting, which became popular in the court of Emperor Maximilian I after 1515. So now you know. Like I say, I've already been through here, but I didn't really get a chance to show you all. So, King Charles II, son of the beheaded King Charles I. I'm hoping when he was a boy. Otherwise, he was hideously malnourished and stunted. This is an example of Dutch decorated armour and was probably made for Charles I as Prince of Wales. It definitely says Charles II up there. It is a field garniture comprising a complete field armour for a boy. Yeah, thank goodness. So it's linked nowadays, it says, with Charles I and II as boys. I guess it was like a family heirloom. I mean, you're not going to chuck it out and get another one, are you? Oh, then again. So the Tower Inventory of 1547 lists a steel collar for for a person. I'm going to translate. Some medieval dude. He's got amazing washing powder. Just walk past. So that's the collar there. Doesn't look too comfortable, if I'm honest. The 1660, so 113 years later, the inventory records Spanish collar for torture taken in 1588. Early Tower guidebooks preferred a more dramatic use, put around the necks of scolding or wayward wives. Cheek. More armour. Oh no! Oh, thank goodness. Right, it says here, many curiosities featured in the horse armoury displays, including these extraordinary armours. The smaller armour was displayed as that of Geoffrey Hudson, Queen Henrietta Maria's court dwarf. So the reason I said thank goodness is because it's not like for a 3-year-old. Although, to be fair, people with dwarfism, I don't know. I mean, I believe it, I guess, against previous experience of inaccuracies, but no, this is a nowadays version. The giant armour is a German field armour etched and gilded by the master AB, possibly Bonaventura ABT, Abbott? I don't know. It was probably a diplomatic gift from the Dukes of Brunswick early in the 17th century. By 1628, it had become known as the armour of John of Gaunt, who lived for 59 years, from 1340 to 99, whose great stature was legendary. I would hope so, because, I mean, he must have had a dinner and a half. And the swords may have been associated with Henry IV or his son Henry V, late 14th to early 15th century, and would have been carried ceremonially. Looks like, I mean, do me a favour. Like, really, they are, I mean, they're far too big for allegedly John Gaunt's sized person. I think that's female armour, according to the sign here. Oh no, it says many royal figures are featured in the line of kings, but queens have always been absent. There were simply no female armours in the Tower Arsenal because England's queens had never worn armour. Once, however, a woman almost joined the line of kings. In 1789, when Britain and Spain were at war, it was proposed that a figure of Queen Elizabeth I should be exhibited at the Tower because of, I guess, her speech, the body of a weak and feeble woman. That one. The figure was made but displayed not with the line of kings but in the Spanish armoury to recall England's defeat of the Spanish Armada. Today only Elizabeth's carved and painted wooden head survives. What did they do with it? The head isn't here, by the way. There's teensy weensy cannons and some more armour. Right, I mean that's the figures of Elizabeth I, her horse and her page, like models obviously, and that was photographed in 1870, if you like a bit of history. This is beautiful. I wish I could flip this camera around properly, but look at that. Just the stand is beautiful. It says this plaster model of sculptor the Count de... Oh my gosh, what's his name? I'm so sorry anyone who's in Holland. De Newkirk is how the English would say it. Yeah, Newkirk. Best known work shows the death in combat of Thomas, Duke of Clarence at the Battle of Bourget, 1421. A handwritten note added to Hewitt's 1859 catalogue of the Tower recorded this model's addition to the collection. That's the note. And again, it's such a shame the reflective nature of the cases, but yeah, I think that's lovely. That's a photo of it in its original display position. These are more famous visitors. There's the Master of the Armories crest, etc. motto. That was James Gow Mann. KCVR, I'm not going to try King's something. This is a scene of a warder showing visitors the line of kings in around 1800. He just looks like like from the satirical newspaper cartoons of the day. Samuel Molyneux visited in 1712. So did Ned Ward and Lodewijk. Oh, I'm not even going to try. Oh gosh, sorry about my pronunciation, everybody. Right, so I can't remember which way to do this way. The only way that's available. This is a baby being carried in like a papoose. It's so cute. Okay, so we found the lavatories. This is a medieval toilet. I'm imagining there was a door. I don't know. So it's called a garderobe. Obviously the the viewing facilities, I mean, there was no plexiglass. But yeah, so I can't, oddly, that I'm peering into a lavatory. But yeah, there were usually it was basically a shaft in the outer walls of fortresses or castles, like a chute, like a hole in the. I don't want to be too technical, but yeah. And then there would be people employed to clean the bottom of the shaft every now and then, get rid of the excrement, for want of a better word. Oh, my legs I've done a lot of steps today. Right, so I didn't see this the other day because I was getting ushered out quite forcefully. During much of the 15th, 16th and 17th centuries, the Armoury Office occupied important stores on the site of the Waterloo Barracks. You can see opposite this building there, I'm imagining, which is now the Crown Jewels Depository. And the old medieval storehouse on the site was replaced by a new one, shown on the drawing here. There was a room wherein all the King's Majesty's rich weapons and the weapons of his own person were to be kept. Many of these have never left the tower and are displayed in the room behind me. When I catch my breath, I shall tell you all about it as we go around. I see guns. So that's a Norman toilet. I mean, it's got a bit of privacy. Ah, actually, you can see now. Sorry, that's the seat. And yeah, that would have been a hollow chamber. I don't know, there's another one. Oh, his and hers. It's quite sweet, strangely.